Hey y'all, it's I'm No Superman again, back with chapter 1010 of One Piece, Color of the Supreme King, or Conqueror's Haki. I think Conqueror's Haki sounds cooler. It could be because it's just easier to say. I don't know. But it reminds everyone with the cover page that Pudding was of the Three-Eyed Clan, so is Brook, and that still hasn't come up yet, so it's got to come up at some point. So we just can't forget about it. And this chapter is, for the most part, just like pure gas, which was baller. You just go to Big Mom, she's still falling. You see that Zoro is still keeping Prometheus at bay, Zeus is still trapped. It looks like Luffy is apparently knocked out. And then, so Kaido goes after Zoro, but he gets teleported away by Law. Zoro gets mad at Law because now Prometheus is going to go save Big Mom. Law says the plan might as well be a failure if anyone dies. Law also does use a new move, Antibacterial Curtain. I figured he used all of his cool moves while fighting... Wow, I can't remember that guy's name. I assumed he used all of his cool moves while fighting the string guy, Doflamingo. Yeah. This is Walter, by the way. This time he bugged me, so he'll chill. And, Prometheus goes to Big Mom. Kid and Killer say that they're actually going to deal with Big Mom now that they're split up. Not sure exactly how that'll work, but Big Mom does get saved by Prometheus. They kind of make fun of Zeus. Zeus is trapped, so it's not exactly fair, but this does lead me to believe that Zeus is gonna go back to Nami and just be permanently with Nami after this. Not sure exactly how at the moment, but Zeus is gonna go back to Nami after they talk shit about Zeus. Zeus and Prometheus and Napoleon are all made from Big Mom's soul, so it could be that she'll just like take her soul back from the Zeus and kill him, which would be like a little dark, but I could see it happening. And then it shows the side of the skull, and then Kid and Killer down on the mountain. So they went from the top of the skull, which is where the big fight was happening, to the side of the mountain relatively fast. Kid brought a whole bunch of metal with him, so he is prepared to fight Big Mom. And they do say, what's with these clouds? On the previous panel, Prometheus asked Big Mom for a favor, so my best guess is that the clouds are going to turn into like flame clouds. I'm not sure how, but that was just the first thought I had after Prometheus asked for a favor, and then they mentioned the clouds. Then it's back, and Kaido's just talking about Luffy. Even while unconscious, he still stares me down. Should I crush his eyes, his brain, or his heart? And then Zoro. Oh, buddy, Zoro. Zoro tells Law, this is the end of my ability. I gotta do it. This is my last move. And then he breaks out fucking Ashura. God, that's so badass. This is another reference to Thriller Bark. It's like, if you can't kill my captain, you gotta kill me. He didn't use Ashura on Thriller Bark, but still. But the Demon Aura 9-sword style, Ashura, blades drawn, Dead Man's Game. The fact that it's called Dead Man's Game worries me a little bit. And something I mentioned in the past is Law using his Eternal Life ability, whatever it's called, on Luffy to save him. After watching Luffy... I'll come back to it. No, I'll still say it now because I'm already here. After watching everything that happens, because like this attack hurts Kaido, and Kaido says, it can't be. Don't tell me you also have the color of the Supreme King or Conqueror's Haki. And Zoro doesn't know what he's talking about, of course. But after this, since Law is basically just looking up to Zoro at this point, because Zoro is doing a bunch, I could see Law using that ability on Zoro instead of Luffy. Because he wanted to partner with Luffy because Luffy's the D. And if Zoro also has Conqueror's Haki and he is willing to follow Luffy and give his life for it, I could see Law respecting that and then using his ability on Zoro to save him. Like if Zoro were to die in this fight. Because after Zoro's attack, it cuts Kaido, but it doesn't like knock him off his feet, which is what he was trying to do. Law's like, he tells Zoro to get onto there. Kaido says, I'll come to you, and then does a Thunder Bagua and just knocks Zoro and Law. Zoro was already down, but he still hit him, made him bleed some more, which makes it not looking good for Zoro at the moment. Even though the attack he did was top tier. And then Luffy just wakes up out of nowhere and just says they would never team up with Kaido because they love the samurai. And then there's a flashback to Hirogoro talking with when he was trying to train Luffy to use Haki. And Luffy says it was still too shallow, so he was able to do stuff, but not what he was trying to do. And then he said he figured it out after hit from the club. You can infuse things with Supreme King Haki, can't you? Kaido just laughs at him and says only a handful of the very strongest can. Which goes back to that panel, I believe, in chapter 1000, to where he said, how high will your ceiling go to Luffy? And it showed Luffy and then like the 5 people behind him. Handful. Could be more than that, but the fact it was 5 and handful. Too much. But then Luffy just levels up. He stops the Kano bow with his foot without touching it. Kaido looks a little shook. And then Luffy just proceeds to beat his ass. And this also confuses Law, because they've been having this entire fight, and Luffy's not in Gear 4 or anything like that. And Law's like, he's not even touching him. Which is true, because he's not, and he's just crushing him. Then he says, Law and Zoro to go down, because he's going to win no matter what. Let everybody know. It's just so cool. And if you are watching the anime, this chapter came out the week after Roger and Whitebeard clashed, and they didn't even touch. So it's just, it makes it, I mean, we had the chapter like a year ago or whatever, but still, it makes it so that Luffy is now on their level, in my opinion. And that's just insane. Like, it's so good. But there is a break next week. That part kind of sucks. But if we go back to the Big Mom stuff, since Big Mom fell and got caught, it showed us they were still above the water. So they haven't gotten back to Wano yet. Confused by that panel a while back that showed the mountain in the background. But with Kid and Killer like way off of the skull dome, like they're all already on the side of the island, it would make sense that they would then fight Big Mom on the side of the island. Like, she wouldn't just skip over them and go back up to the rooftop. So they successfully split up the Yonkos, and now Luffy gonna take care of Kaido eventually, and Kid and Killer may fight Big Mom. It looks like they're gonna fight Big Mom, but I don't know if they would beat Big Mom. It has been mentioned that Kid also has Conqueror's Haki, but he's not watching Luffy, so he may not have the same power up. But we also haven't really seen Kid do anything other than that repel attack. So this would be Kid's moment to shine. I'm just looking forward to it, because it was so cool. There were a lot of panels of Luffy just fighting Kaido, so there wasn't like a ton this chapter, but it was all sick. Like, oof. I hope we're still on the rooftop 2 weeks from now. We probably won't be, though. I assume it'll show Law and Zoro going down, People worried about Zoro, most likely Chopper. Law is also Law is also whoa. A medic, doctor. Law is also a doctor. So he could just teleport them, just the two of them, into some other room and then work on Zoro that way. Which could be, like, I was dead set on Law using his ability to save Luffy's life. Because it's been hinted at so many times that Luffy has been giving up his lifespan. So, there's the theory that Zoro is going to kill Kaido. So if Luffy were to do all of this and be severely damaged, of course, and then Law were to use his ability on Zoro, Zoro would come back relatively recharged and be able to kill Kaido. Like, this fits. I don't want Law to die, but after it's been mentioned, he's going to. Like, it's just a matter of when. And if we're trying to draw parallels to everything else in the story, the captain, Roger, dies as king of the pirates, and his right-hand man, who... I'm bad with names today, holy shit. Silver's Rayleigh. His right-hand man lives on and continues to be a legend. So if they are paralleled, then it would sadly make sense that Luffy dies towards the end of the series by giving up his life to win all of these fights, because he's got to fight Blackbeard. He's most likely going to fight Im-sama. We don't know anything about Im-sama, obviously. But after this chapter, he leveled up, and he is just, at the looks of it, crushing Kaido. And this is after taking so many hits and taking so much damage. So after Kaido, there should only be two big fights left. Blackbeard and Im-sama. Luffy may have to fight one of the Gorosei before Im-sama, but I picture it more of the Gorosei will fight all the Straw Hats, and then Luffy will fight Im-sama. But after this, I don't remember if it was hinted at or if I just read or heard it online, but Luffy's gonna run into red-haired Shanks at some point, and what I read online or was hinted at somewhere is that Elbaf will be Shanks' arc, and they'll clash, and they'll do it without touching. Luffy will do this same thing. They will recreate Roger and Whitebeard's clash, just without swords. It'll be Luffy most likely kicking. I'm just excited for it. I'm looking forward to it. 2 weeks, though. 2 weeks. But that's everything. If you watch this, I appreciate it. Hopefully you have a good one.